organization. I think it's a question of this. Yeah, there's some employees who just they punch the clock because they need to be paid and they want the money. They got to feed their families and pay their rent and all that kind of stuff. There's other employees who are inherently ones who are learning people, who are thinking people, and for them, okay, they tend to seek out challenges because they realize every time they do something new, that that particular experience will enrich themselves. Okay, not just the man, if you want to call it that. And so I think it's if your job is to do a job, it's not just to do a set of tasks, it's to help the organization achieve whatever that objective is. Okay, now I'm not saying that somebody who is faster, it's not being penalized by giving more stuff. It's just that they've shown that she or he has got the capability of doing more, and therefore is effectively auditioning for um, more senior opportunities in a certain sense. Okay, the person who's not sort of working as fast is not going to get those experiences, and therefore it'll take them far longer to earn the right to that more senior role or that better territory or whatever it happens to be. And it's not to say that the person who's slow or is not a thinking person or is got a bunch of side hustles. If they're doing the job that the manager has asked them to do, then that's fine. But I think that some managers don't have a handle on what their people are doing, and they don't know how to develop their people. And I think that's a management problem, not the individual contributor's problem. I think it's when individual contributors start to think, well, you know what, even though I'm being paid to do this job, I'm going to I'm going to try, I'm going to steal the pencils and the staplers because they're free. They're like this isn't what good staff do. They're more thinking about, gee, how can I learn more? How can I develop myself more? How can I give myself more experiences along the way? How can I be more efficient as part of it? Because as anyone learns something, they become more efficient at it, right? As you learn new technical tools, you become more efficient at it. So the fact that you become more efficient at it because we've got word processors rather than typewriters, our output increases, right? But that opens up space for more learning and more capability and more better client service or better R&D or better whatever it happens to be, right? And I think that um, um, by sort of um, you sort of bring up another interesting point, which is this. How do you, as an individual employee, properly let your manager know all the crazy, amazing things that you're doing? So a lot of people are very humble and they don't want to sort of toot their own horn. Other people are they do the whisper of work and they've got trumpets blaring, right? And they see nothing wrong with that either, right? So there's some point in the middle that says, okay, how do we make sure that our managers know about the brilliance that we're doing? And the answer to that lays in communication. Part of it is the daily stand-ups. Part of it is the weekly touch points. Part of it is the skip manager meetings. Part of it is the performance appraisal. Part of it is the actual quantifiable results of what you're doing, not just the process of doing it, right? All these things, a good manager whose antennas are up and asks good questions, okay, should be able to say, okay, I know it. I don't need to know all the details, but I know because I trust this person because they've always delivered that they can do these things. And if it turns out this person wants to do a side hustle and everything like that, so long as they're doing all the other things, it's not you're not buying 24 hours of their day. They've got personal lives, they've got other priorities, etc. That's not as much of an issue. I guess maybe I'm a bit more sensitive to it because recently I 2 weeks ago I was speaking to somebody and um, they relayed a story. It was actually shocking to me. They relayed a story about how one of their former staff members decided who was laid off. Okay, and this person was somewhere else as well. Said, "Can you look at my resume? I certainly appreciate some of your feedback. And so that's fine. Happy to give the feedback. It wasn't me, by the way. Happy to give the feedback, and looked at the resume, and interestingly, at all the entire 2 years that this person reported in on their resume, it showed that they also were working in another company at the same time. Okay, and it was like two full-time jobs that they were sort of scrunched into one on the resume. And the feedback to me was, they were kind of a very, very average to below average employee. Okay. And I guess now I know why.